everyone, my name is Aastha. I welcome you all to our classes for International English Olympiad for class 9th. Today is our 17th class in the series and we will be doing the topic of determiners, which is, one broad umbrella topic which has, various subcategories, various subtopics under it, which we will be discussing in detail. So let's not waste any time and let's get started. Okay, so quite obviously the first question that we have to answer is what exactly are determiners, right? Let's see. Determiners are the words that are prefixed before nouns to determine their meaning. Now this might seem like a little bit confusing or vague definition, but once we see the examples it will be clearer to you. Right now what you have to understand is that what determiners are. They are words which are prefixed. Okay, prefix is something that comes before. Alright, like for antonyms, sometimes we have to put in a prefix to form the antonym of the word. Like we have legal, and how we form its antonym? Illegal, by adding il as the prefix. So that is just an example of a prefix, how we prefix them. Now here determiners, I'm not saying that they will be attached to the word, will be forming a new word. No, determiners are completely separate words. Okay, they are these completely separate words which are prefixed before the nouns to determine their meaning. And different sorts of meanings, some sort of reference or some kind of description. This will vary from determiner to determiner. Just a broad definition that they are help in determining the meaning. Alright. Okay, so determiners, as I said, is like a tree. And this tree has so many branches. Like we have predeterminers, we have articles, we have demonstratives, we have possessives, we have ordinals, we have cardinals and numerals, we have quantifiers, we have distributives, and we have interrogatives. So determiners is this tree which has so many branches, and all of them we'll be understanding one by one. Although they are pretty easy to understand, just going through them. I'm pretty sure you know all of these. Considering that I think we have done all of these in different topics. However, we'll just be brushing them through. We'll be brushing through them once. Let's start. Okay, so the first one is predeterminers. Predeterminers are also a subcategory of determiners, which we can say these words actually occur before a determiner to limit the meaning of a noun. Here what we are doing? We are limiting the meaning. So as I said, the determiners, they help to identify the meaning, add some meaning to the noun. Here these predeterminers, what they do is they limit the meaning. How do they limit it? Let's see. Here we have examples like all, both, half, twice, such. So like here if we say all of us. Now all of us, what is the limitation? The limitation is we're including all the people. Where is the boundary being drawn? Outside all the people. Now here twice the size of the room. What is the limitation here? Whatever the size of my room is, twice the size. Then both the kids. So this sort of limitation is provided by predeterminers. Alright. Alright, so now we also have articles. A and the. Articles, what were articles used for? Providing a certain specific or general reference. And as we know, like a is used for single countable noun with a consonant sound. An is used with a single countable noun but with a vowel sound. Then the is the definite articles which are used in various cases which we have discussed in articles. Okay, so here a and this is indefinite article, the is the definite article. All right. All right, next up we have demonstratives. Pretty sure you know what demonstratives are. These are the ones which point to specific things. Like this is used for singular and near. These is used for plural and near. That is used for something that is singular and far. And those for something plural and far. All right. So we also have possessives. Possessives like for first person, second person and third person. Possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. Possessive pronouns like mine, yours, his, hers, its. Possessive adjectives my, your, his, her, its. Here we have plural in plural as well. First person plural, second person plural, third person plural. So again these possessives add possession to the meaning of the noun. Okay, like what is his name? Do you know its value? The house is very big. So their house. Okay, so these kind of possessives, they add meaning to the noun again by talking about its possession. All right. Alright, so next up we have ordinals. What ordinals are used for is to talk about the order of things or to define a thing's position in a series. Now, there are many words like this जिसमें आपको meaning पढ़ that's not clear, but once you see the example and then you read the meaning, it's easier to understand. Like here you see first, second, next, last. So first, second, next, last. What are these words doing? They are talking about the order of something. Okay, if we say this person came first. So what is his order? This person, like he's in the beginning of the series, right? Beginning, which means he's first in the order. Or define a thing's position in the series, like next, last, etc. Here we have, I will meet you next week. She was the first one to join the class, etc. Okay, so ordinals are used to talk about the order of things. Alright, next up we have cardinals. Now cardinals are simple, very ordinary numbers like 1, 2, 300, 400, 900. They are used for quantifying, very simple. I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters. Okay, pretty easy. Okay, now we have the next one, quantifiers. Now what do quantifiers do? They refer to certain quantity or amount. Like referring to certain quantity or amount like some, much, enough, any, lot, little, etc. So what are we doing here? Referring to any quantity or amount. And examples like he doesn't have enough clothes. Enough is changing the meaning of which noun? Clothes. And what is the meaning that we are providing? Like, he does not have enough clothes. So we are providing the meaning of quantity. Alright, next up, I have some money with me. Some money. Some again, what are we referring to? We are referring to the amount of money. Okay, so we are quantifying it. Right? Alright, now the next one we have is distributives. Now what do distributives do? They refer to a single member of the group. Now how do we refer to single member of a group? Like by saying each or every or neither or either. Now when we say I met every person in the hall. So what are we doing? We are referring to every single member of a group. Alright, like I met there in hall there were people and I met every single member of that group of people in the hall. Right. Neither boy attended the class. Now neither boy. Here neither is being used to refer to every single member of the group. Right. We're referring that out of that group there was not even one boy who attended the class. Alright, these are distributives. Okay, next up we have interrogatives. I think this is probably the easiest. Interrogatives are used to interrogate, asking questions like what, which, whose, etc. Questions like what is your favorite color, whose pen is this, what is used for asking about a specific thing or object, which is used for asking about a choice, whose is used for asking about a certain, asking about the possession or belongingness of something. Okay, so these are interrogatives which help in changing the meaning of the noun by asking questions, right? Okay, so that's all. I think this was pretty easy. Determiners are just a category of various it is basically a group of subcategories which involves what? It involves a number of various categories that add different meanings to nouns, like articles, like interrogatives, like distributives, etc. So that's what I meant when I said that. What are determiners? They are nothing but a tree with so many branches, and its branches we have discussed and understood. Now we will be starting with our Olympiad game. Alright, so for the quiz what we will be doing is, now every question you will be given 1 minute. 1 minute means 60 seconds. Why am I giving you 1 minute? Because you see, your question paper of IEO, it has about 50 questions, and so you can imagine that you get more or less a minute to answer the questions. Now this 1 minute is the maximum that you should be taking for answering the question. Now suppose there could be two, three categories of students. First category is, suppose you answer the question within that 1 minute. So I would request you to fast forward the video and skip right to the answer. You should not be wasting your time. Alright. Now the other students who are not able to answer the question in 1 minute, what you do, you don't skip to the answer. You pause the video and you write down your answer. Alright, it is very important to answer each and every question because there is no negative marking. Here you see, for every incorrect answer, no points, because there is no negative marking in IEO, so it is important that you attempt all the questions. Now for a question of which you are not sure about the answer, now even here and even in the exam, if you are not sure about the answer and you maybe think that B option might be correct or C option might be correct, so you should in that case play your luck and play your mind and make a guess and still give an answer, because it is a win-win situation. Either you will get the marks for that question or you will get a 0, right? But if you don't attempt that question at all, then you are anyway getting a 0 in that, right? So it is good to attempt those questions, and even if you don't know all the answers, try to understand and take a guess. Okay, so this is for every correct answer 10 points. This is just for your own little game where you can try to maintain a notepad. So here you write the name of the chapter and then the question, and then if it is correct you can give yourself 10 points. If it is not correct, you mark it here. So it is important to see these questions. The ones which you mark incorrect, it is important to go back to them later and then see where you did the mistake. Alright, this is just for your reference. For every correct answer you can give yourself 10 points. Alright, Now let's start. Okay, so here we start off with our questions on determiners. What this category of questions say is that fill in the blanks with the most suitable determiners. So what do we have to do as we do in all other topics? Read the question, whatever the blank, according to the blank, fill it up. Okay, so here we have the two boys walked in dash one carrying flowers. Each one carrying flowers, everyone carrying flowers, or with one carrying flowers. Here the correct answer is A. Each one carrying flowers. So here we are using distributives. And why each and not every? Because here we're talking about these two boys. These are, countable. Alright. And also we're talking about specifically about each boy. So each one carrying flowers. Alright. And there are only two, so it's favorable to use each and not every. Okay. And since we have counted them like two boys. Alright. Others you see every, this is also a distributive. Then here with is actually a preposition, we can say. Alright. Okay, here we have the minister has virtually presided over dash meeting for the last 10 years. Each meeting, every meeting, all meeting, or both A and B. So here again we are using distributives. So we can use each as well and we can use every as well. Each meeting for the last 10 years or every meeting for the last 10 years, both are correct. So the correct answer is D, both A and B. Alright. Now here you see all. Now we cannot use all over here. Why? Because you see all is used when you're talking about something in plural. And this is a quantifier also here. Meeting. Meeting is in singular over here. So either each or every. It means both A and B can be used, not all. Okay, next up we have Jane didn't buy any oranges, but I purchased A. Any, B. Some, or C. Few, or D. Little. Okay, here which one fits? First of all of these are what? All of these are quantifiers. When talking about the quantity, amount, or number of something. So Jane didn't buy any oranges, but I purchased some. All right. Again, oranges, here we're talking about, here we're talking in the uncountable noun sense. So some. All right. Okay, here we have, who did you meet? I met none, I met anybody, I met no one, or I met some. Alright, this one's pretty easy. The correct answer is, I met no one. Again, this is a quantifier. For others, you see, none is used for things. Anybody, it doesn't make sense here. Who did you meet? I met anybody. It doesn't make sense. And again, I met some. Some here, since we are here, we are talking about one specific person and not something in plural. Some is usually talking about something in plural. Alright, like some people. But here, we're talking about only one person, so no one. Okay, next up we have, how much money have you got? I asked Jack. He replied, dash. None, any, no one, or few. So here the correct answer is none. Why none? Because you see, we're talking about money. Money is something that is, first of all, uncountable. And second here, none. Why? Because none is used for things. And here, no one. No one is used for a person, as we discussed. Here, any and few, again, both of them don't make sense here. The correct answer is A, none. He replied, none. How much money have you got? None. Okay, here. Leela said dash, but I couldn't understand what she said. Leela said something, Leela said anything, Leena said nothing, or Leena said someone. Pretty easy. Leena said something. Okay, Leena said something, but I couldn't understand what she said. So first of all, we are talking about a particular thing. Alright, certain dialogue. So that's why something can't be using someone. Right. And here we cannot say Leena said anything because we are not talking about, any particular thing. We are pointing out to a specific thing. So that's why something, not just anything out of the random. And here not even nothing. Why? Because again, nothing, we have the dialogue here which tells us that there was something that was said. And ऐसा नहीं था कि कुछ भी बोला या कुछ नहीं बोला. There was something that was said. Alright. Okay, so yes, the answer is A, something. Again, all these are what? These are quantifiers. Okay, next up we have Mary speaks French well because she lived in France for dash years. Much years, a few years, or any years. Okay, now here we're talking about years. Years is what? Countable or uncountable? Years is something which is countable. So here we use Mary speaks French well because she lived in France for a few years. Alright. Here much would be used with uncountable nouns here. Alright, here fewer doesn't make sense because here we have to specify a few years. Alright, and any also doesn't make sense here. These are what again? These are quantifiers. Right. Alright, here we have Saurabh is a very unsocial person, so dash people know him well. Many people know him well, a few people know him well, so few people know him well, or so no one people know him well. Here the correct answer is few people know him well. Why few? Because here we are talking about, this is in plural first of all, and second, this is we're talking about people. So few people, not a few people. Alright. And others many. the many is incorrect because here, according to the sentence, it doesn't make sense. We're saying Saurabh is a very unsocial person, so dash people know him well. So obviously few people know him well because he's very unsocial. We can't say many people know him well because then the statement will not make sense. Alright, then here no one also doesn't fit here. So no one people, it will be incorrect. Okay. Alright, here we have Vicky doesn't work hard, so there is dash hope for his success. There is little hope, a little hope, there is the little hope, or there is some hope for his success. Okay, so here since we're saying doesn't work hard, so obviously there is little hope for his success. Here we don't have to use any article in front of it, and also not some. Why are we not using some? Because otherwise the sentence won't make sense. Because here we are saying Vicky does not work hard. So if we say there is some hope for his success, then the sentence won't make sense. That's why we say Vicky doesn't work hard. So there is little hope for his success. Alright. Alright, now this one says there isn't dash ink in this ink pot. There isn't some ink, there isn't little ink, there isn't any ink, or there isn't many ink. This is pretty easy. There is not any ink. Here, you're right. Here we are using not. So for that, the correct counterpart determiner is any, and any. All these in fact are what? Quantifiers. Okay. Right. So with this we finish off with the questions on determiners. Alright, so that's all for our class on determiners. I hope you have understood the various categories that we discussed. It is important to understand each one of them so that you know which category determiner to use in which scenario. Alright, so I will see you the next time. Till then, keep revising. Thank you.